In the wake of the George Floyd death and Black Lives Matter protest, more and more school districts are adding critical race theory, which teaches that America and whites are inherently racist, to their course requirements for graduation. President Trump calls it toxic propaganda that must be eliminated from schools.
The left has warped, distorted, and defiled the American story with deceptions, falsehoods, and lies.
The California legislature passed a school curriculum that was vetoed by the governor that would have required students to critique empire and its relationship to white supremacy, racism, patriarchy, cis-heteropatriarchy, capitalism, ableism, anthropocentrism, and other forms of power and oppression at the intersections of our society. But the most well-known and controversial school curriculum on race is the New York Times 1619 Project, which says America's founding, its government, and its economy are all based on slavery and white supremacy, and that America didn't begin in 1776, but in 1619, when the first African slaves arrived in Virginia.
Our country says that we were founded to be a democracy, but we were actually founded as a slaveocracy.
The 1619 Project is now in well over 3,500 school districts. The New York Times has brushed aside claims by several historians that the 1619 Project has major factual errors, basically saying that American history is open to interpretation. But after a barrage of criticism for its historical inaccuracy, references to 1619 as America's true founding have been quietly removed from the 1619 website. And now a group of 21 scholars are calling for the Pulitzer Prize Board to strip Nicole Hannah-Jones of her 2020 award for her essay on the 1619 Project, saying it's disfigured by unfounded conjectures and patently false assertions. Columbia University Professor John McWhorter told Glenn Loury the 1619 Project subverts the truth.
Buffalo schools are using this, and Buffalo isn't the only place. There's, of course, a podcast series. This is being used by serious people as a kind of indoctrination to especially young Black minds to think that the whole story we tell about America and its founding is a lie.
The 1619 Project asks students about examples of hypocrisy in the founding of the United States and about evidence that this nation was founded not as a democracy but as a slaveocracy. And Trump has announced the 1776 Commission to promote patriotic education. The president has also tweeted that if schools use the 1619 Project, they will not be funded. And the mayor of Chicago, whose schools are using the 1619 Project, has threatened to sue the president if he tries.
And if he does, obviously, we will see him in court.
Dr. Carol Swain, who grew up in the Jim Crow South in a shack without running water, but would go on to teach at Princeton and Vanderbilt, calls the 1619 Project an agenda-driven false narrative.
If the curriculum was balanced, it would have to tell the positive side of America. America has been a success story, and it's because whites and Blacks work together. So as a descendant of slaves, I feel blessed to be an American. Slavery is what it was. It was not unique to America. And what is true of America was that there were always whites who fought against the institution of slavery, the abolitionists.
Swain and other Black scholars have put forward a historically accurate alternative to the 1619 Project, called 1776 Unites. Founder Robert Woodson calls slavery America's birth defect that the nation was able to rise above.
No nation or individual should be defined by its birth defect or what it used to be in the past. America should be defined by its promise.
1776 Unites is free and can be used by schools and organizations. Dale Hurd, CBN News.